When you look at the EU now, it makes me think, as I've just been walking around this wonderful factory, it makes me think of some badly designed undergarment that has now become too tight in some places, far too tight, far too constrictive, and dangerously loose in other places. Is that the kind of undergarment we make here at David Nieper? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Knickers to the pessimists. How about that? Knickers, let's say knickers to the pessimists, knickers to all those who talk Britain down, Let's take back control of huge sums of money, take back control of immigration, take back control of our democracy. Let's vote for freedom on June the 23rd, and I believe that in this country, June the 24th will be Independence Day. What happened over the last 2,000 years or so is that various people tried to recreate the idea of a single European territory as we had under the Roman Empire, and they did it very often with extreme force. The EU is a different proposition, but it fundamentally comes from that idea that you can unify Europe. And my problem with that is that it is not being
Adolf
done
Hitler wasn't
by
talking
consent.
about unifying Europe, though. He was talking about conquering Europe and wiping out half its population. It's not the same thing as unifying Europe, is it?
As I say, you persist in trying to drag the subject back to previous attempts to unify Europe. What I'm talking about is what is going on now, and it is deeply anti-democratic.
Thank you. George Parker from the Financial Times. Chancellor, can I ask you a question about Boris Johnson's comments about Napoleon, Hitler and the EU?
Well, let me say, as someone who studied history at university, you always go to the first-hand sources. And yesterday we had Lord Bramall, who is a field marshal in the British Army, who himself as a young man landed on the beaches of D-Day to fight and defend our country. And I think he said what needed to be said about Boris Johnson.